There's a moment in every man's life where he realizes something terrifying. You don't lose respect all at once. You lose it in fragments, in shrugged shoulders, in silent compromises, in the moments you laugh off an insult, nod when you should have walked away, or stay quiet when you should have spoken up. And before you know it, the man she once admired, he's gone, a ghost with a heartbeat. But here's the truth. A high-value man doesn't ask for respect. He embodies it, in how he walks, in what he tolerates, in what he never will again. If you want to reclaim your edge and rebuild your worth piece by piece, you must start with your boundaries, not to cage her, not to control her, but to protect the only thing that truly matters, your soul. These are the 5 non-negotiable boundaries every man must hold. Listen closely, because the world doesn't teach this. It punishes you for enforcing it. Let's begin. Never reward disrespect. Disrespect doesn't arrive with a punch. It comes with a whisper, a mocking joke she says in front of her friends, a dismissive glance when you share your vision, a cold shoulder you pretend didn't happen. You tell yourself, it's not a big deal. But she noticed something you didn't. You let it slide. And that was the moment you stopped being a man she had to win, and became a man she could slowly shape. Think of it like a fortress. Every time you let something go, you remove a brick. 1 brick becomes 10. 10 becomes a crumbled wall. And soon, the enemy doesn't need to break in. You've left the door wide open. Most men don't see the shift until it's too late. Until their voice holds no weight, their presence carries no tension, and their word means nothing. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens the moment you laugh when you're hurting. The moment you explain away disrespect because you're afraid of conflict. A high-value man doesn't scream. He doesn't beg. He doesn't guilt. He simply responds with calm, clear direction. Don't speak to me like that again. And if it happens again, he walks. Not out of rage, but out of self-respect. Because you teach her how to treat you not with your words, but with what you tolerate. The moment she sees your line, she may test it. But deep down, she'll respect you more for holding it. Disrespect tolerated once is an invitation for it to return again and again. So you either set the tone, or someone else will do it for you. 2. Guard your peace. You don't find peace, you protect it. Most men wake up already behind, scrolling their phone for validation, chasing arguments they didn't start, trying to impress people they don't respect. They drown in noise, in drama, in guilt. They confuse exhaustion for accomplishment and chaos for connection. But not you, not anymore. You guard your peace like a lion guards its territory. Fierce, focused, unapologetic. You say no without explaining. You ignore the text that doesn't deserve a response. You let people misunderstand you because your energy is no longer for rent. Imagine this. You walk into a room, calm, silent, composed. The whole room adjusts to your frequency. Why? Because peace is presence, and presence is power. When a woman feels that calm, she doesn't want to test it. She wants to be invited into it. Guarding your peace is not about isolation. It's about selection. Who gets access to you? What gets your attention? Does this feed your soul or drain it? Peace isn't passivity. It's power under control. A man who guards his peace doesn't jump into every argument. He doesn't try to fix people who refuse to help themselves. He simply observes, detaches, 4. Eliminate emotional reactivity. Every test she throws your way, every jab disguised as a joke, every shift in tone, withdrawal of affection, or passive-aggressive silence is a chance for you to react or to remain unmoved. You see, reactivity is weakness displayed in motion. A man who reacts to everything is a man who stands for nothing. You say she disrespected you and you lost it, then you've lost control. A woman doesn't trust the man who reacts. She trusts the man who responds. You respond with presence. You respond with stillness. You respond when you choose to. Silence is not weakness, it's strategy. She pulls away, you don't chase. She tries to test your center, you don't flinch. You hold the line. You stay composed. You become the calm in the storm. And that calm, that's what she remembers. Because in a world full of boys who panic, the man who holds his ground becomes unforgettable. 5. Always be willing to walk away. Here's the boundary that scares the world, the man who can leave, not because he wants to, but because he knows his worth. This boundary separates the boys from the man who stays in a disrespectful relationship, the man who clings to a woman who tests his soul. He might get her body, but he loses himself. And a man who loses himself loses everything. Being willing to walk away isn't about coldness, it's about clarity. A high-value man will say, "I love you, but I will not betray myself to keep you." You walk away not to hurt her. You walk away because your soul was never meant to be in chains. And when you walk away from the wrong energy, the right energy finds you. It's the man who's willing to lose her that she never forgets. It's the man who isn't afraid of alone that she leans toward. And it's the man who walks with purpose, not desperation, that life begins to reward. Because real power doesn't beg, it walks. Conclusion. Respect doesn't come from volume, it comes from alignment. You don't scream for it, you don't beg for it. You live in a way that makes it the only natural response. Hold your boundaries and watch how people change. Some will fall away, let them. Others will rise to meet you. Keep them. And when the world finally sees the man you've become, they'll understand what she already felt. You don't demand respect, you command it. If this message hit home, drop a comment below. I choose self-respect over comfort. Because the man who lives that truth doesn't need to be remembered. He's never forgotten.